Holy crap, look at the size of that. And that's what they looked out on every day. It's my coffee in Drambuie. Okay, I'm officially in the Yukon now, and I've driven 100 kilometers to get to this road that goes east into the Logan Mountains, and sooner or later gets to the Northwest Territories. Now this is a wicked bridge over the Francis River. And if I wanted, I could fish now because I have a license. But we were just going to drive for a bit tonight. Last time I was here, I camped right there. But we're going to drive for a bit tonight. We really have to watch the gas because we're 100 kilometers from Watson Lake. And I think about 200 kilometers from Ross River, which is where I want to go. So I need 200 kilometers of gas when I get out of here. So I can go about a quarter of a tank, and then that's it. Then I'm gonna park in the quad, take the quad from there. So it should be interesting. I know there's some beautiful lakes in here. I had to come out of here last time I was here because I forgot to buy a fishing license. But I have one now, so I'm going in here for a few days anyways, just to check it out. I would love to get as far as the Northwest Territories, but I don't know how far that is. There was no signpost that said how far it was to this mine back in here. So we'll see what happens. It'll be an adventure anyways. Should do a lot of quadding, a lot of fishing, and just check new country out. Look what we found. Goddamn, those are horse corrals. Huh. Found a beautiful little camp. I wanted to be 100 kilometers down this road, and I'm about 110. I don't know what those barrels are back there. I wonder if it's bear bait. Yeah. We got water. Nice water too. I wonder what those barrels are. Let's go see. Just cause I've literally got a can of pepper spray in my coat. I saw so much bear scat. Yep, that is totally bear bait. And a barrel cut like that's only one reason. They're baiting bears. But then there's copper tubings here. Okay, I don't know. They might be making fucking moonshine. For all I know. Huh. Mystery. If anybody knows why the hell the two barrels would be there with a hole cut in the side of one barrel, they can let us know. Sure, I'll figure it out sooner or later. I always need something to glass when I camp. And I just happen to have a nice hill right there. So I'm about, well, I'm 200 kilometers, maybe a little better, away from Dawson. Going towards an old mine. And there was a government campsite back a ways that I met this nice guy. His name was Alex from Saskatchewan. But it's, again, not the camping I like. Old outhouse. So this is an old camp. Toonie's off running. They saw a rabbit right off the bat. Okay, there's a weird ass taped up bottle there. What are you doing? What'd you find? What'd you find? What'd you find? Did you find something? Did you find something? Oh, she's gonna be a little nippy tonight. I'm pretty high up in the Yukon. Oh, look at that mountain. Wouldn't it be amazing if I saw some Dall sheep up there? Let's just check out a little more of this place. I'm pretty sure those are old horse corrals, so if it is, that would mean this is an old guide place or an old hunting camp. Oh, another toilet. How many freaking toilets they need? Holy shit. Literally, holy shit. Oh, that was just a culvert in there. Oh, cool. I'm excited for quad tomorrow. Checking out some new shit. A bunch of metal blades here from skid blades from a grader. But this was an old corral. Ooh, the type of area I would like to find if I lived in the Yukon. Old bones, old set of moose antlers. Oh, that one's been cut off. And we're doing something with this. Probably some kids playing or something. This one's chewed. The mice chew them like crazy. Get their calcium. Okay, here's another burnt barrel. What the heck were they used for? Okay. Old saw blade there. I don't know what the hell those were used for. Hopefully somebody can give me an answer to that. This looks like an old skinning table. But I mean, it's still in really good shape. That's not old. That lumber's new. Found that old kids bowl on the floor. Let's put it up top there so that if they come back, they can find it. And a chair. Okay. I guess I can set everything up. That's where I'm staying. Where's my wind? Coming from that way. So I should move that so that this blocks the wind. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Okay, shithead and dickhead. You guys go get a rabbit. Go get a rabbit. Go get a rabbit. Where are they? Where are they? Cash, go get them. Get them. It's my coffee in Drambuie. Got my bug spray on already. There's mosquitoes, quite a few mosquitoes here. Toonie, don't lick me. So let's see if the bug spray works. Okay, you guys go lay down. Go. Yeah, mosquitoes all over the place, but they're not bugging me. This is the brand that I use. Buy it from Walmart down in the States. I've used that for sure for 20 years, and it's never let me down. Now, let's go look at the quad after hauling it in the horse trailer for miles and miles. That was 110 miles on a gravel road. And this thing is dirty. Oh. Just dust everywhere. Oh. Whew. Make sure you're wiping this off the right way, because otherwise that dust just gets you right in the face. And you got to get a certain amount off before you go down the road, because you'll get that full force in the face. That. And that. I should take the dogs for a little run. I haven't had a run for them today. So we'll go for a little quad run, see the river. And get rid of some of this dust for tomorrow. I'm gonna go for a big ride tomorrow. Now here's the window situation. Okay, looks pretty funny, right? But what a magical taping job. Oh my God. Duct tape at its best. Anybody ever watched the Red Green Show? He'd be proud of me. Look at that taping job. Oh my God. Totally did the job. I did notice one thing though. I noticed, here, let me see, look at this. A few little holes here and there. Might have to get the tape out for a little bit more. There's that hole there. Okay, we're gonna be here for a couple of days, so let's get that tape to dry. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, you gotta love that, eh? That's almost the nicest window I've ever seen in my life. But because that was open, I heard a major squeak back here. Now this is called a gooseneck. And it's pretty common for horse trailers and stuff like that. That ball joint that it rides in right there, you gotta grease it on a regular basis. If I'm looking at a trailer to buy or anything like that, okay, that thing better be dirty. Because if that thing ain't dirty, that person ain't greasing their ball on a regular basis. And because I've done a lot of miles and actually ran it last year, I didn't grease it before I left, which is a mistake by me. But it looked like that, so I thought it had grease. But regardless, it should be greased. And so I ended up paying $10 for a tube of grease. I could have paid $1 for it in a yard sale. And I greased the piss out of it when I was in Watson Lake. It's kind of easy. You just have to jack the trailer up and use your hand. Put a bunch of grease in there and just fill it right up. You want the more grease, the better. And the dirtier that is, the better off it is, to be perfectly honest with you. Anyways, life on the trail. All I see is beauty. Old freaking beat up old horse trailer. I put brand new electrical in here. Paid like $4,000, got all the electrical redone. Paid another $3,000, got brand new axles put on it. Lifted it, turned them over, lifted it up. This trailer is built like a brick shit house. It's built better, 2 times better than any of the new ones. Don't look like much, but the extreme shit that I do, I don't need looks. Looks will just get beat up and broke. And then I ended up putting an extra battery in here. It had a hand crank. I put an electric lift in there. And yeah, it is what it is. Totally works for me. I've been at 20 below inside that camper, and I literally turned my stove on, turned that little fan on, and within 5 minutes I'm freaking toasty warm. These are all my wet clothes from the hot springs. Right now, because of all the bears shit I've seen, I'm literally carrying around a can of bear spray, right there. Can you see that? Right in my coat pocket. Because I know one's coming in camp here. I have no doubt that one's coming into camp here. I'm basically, at this point, I am 200 kilometers from a town. Well, 220 actually. And from the nearest house that's habitated, I'm 110 kilometers. And I'm into the Logan Mountains in the Northwest Territories. There is, of course, I showed you that picture of the grizzly running down the road. There's been bear shit everywhere. Well, guys, just wanted to show you this. Give you a 360-degree view. A lot of snow on them mountains still. Holy crap. I don't know if you remember the bear that we saw earlier. I don't know if you remember, he looked skinny. Well, there's a reason that he looks skinny at this time of year. It's not like the southern bears. The southern bears have been up for 3-4 weeks. Actually even more than that. But these northern bear, a lot of them have just woken up a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and they haven't had a chance to pig out yet. So they look skinny because they still haven't put any weight on. They've hibernated all winter long, burned off, oh, god-awful amount of, what the hell is it, like 40%, 50%? Well, actually even more. God, I'd have to look that up. I don't know exactly how much, but all I know is it's good half their body weight or better. I wonder what the hell that thing is. Beautiful country. This is exactly what I wanted to get into. I haven't seen another vehicle on this road the whole trip. 110 kilometers, haven't seen another vehicle. Saw the one guy at the campsite. Alex was his name. And that's it. Right down my alley. Me and my dogs. Holy shit, you get dizzy right away. Oh, I just want to tell you one thing I saw earlier. I saw a bull moose that was just massive. And he had his horns just starting, eh? But one of those big old gray ones, eh? And I'm hoping to see another one and get one on video. Now, I don't know what this was, but there's just way too many barrels for this not to be suspicious. Okay, this is back in the day before the fire. So the fire burnt everything back here. Now look at all the barrels. There's a couple of quads. Burnt. Just totally burnt. Here's a goddamn beautiful little garden tractor. I can't even see what make it was. And this was when the fire went through this country. So I don't know how long ago that was. Allied. But there's just something suspicious about this. Okay, a couple snowmobiles burnt. Tool chests. Well, maybe the barrels are just fuel. Maybe somebody was actually living out here. all grown over. This one's got freaking bullet holes in it like crazy. And the heat expanded the ends when the fire went through. Huh. More shit over there too. I'm thinking this must have been the house. You know what? I guess there's an old pickup there. And this must have been the house. There are a bunch of tin propane bottles, so they had propane heat. And all this tin. Oh, better watch for nails. Yeah, this was the cabin. There's the wood stove. And goddamn old washing machine. And all these propane bottles. Bed springs under there. So this was somebody's homestead. And the whole thing burnt to the ground in the fire. God only knows when that fire was. Can you imagine this place back in the day though? I'll show you what their view was. This was their view. Obviously these little trees weren't here. And that's what they looked out on every day. The river just meandering through. Look at that. That just sucks. Like that fire burnt a lot. God, I'd like to look up the history, I guess, and figure out when that fire was. But holy crap. That looks like an old Chev. Big old boat. And there was a building in here too. Oh, no, that was a trailer. Oh, you can see all the remnants of the aluminum. So this was some sort of a camping trailer. Oh my God, oh, they had septic and everything. You can see all the aluminum on the sides that's gone off. That's what. It was a travel trailer, you can tell because of the propane bottles up front. Dual axle. The cast iron, no, that's got me fooled. I guess they had some sort of a rig with the cast iron, maybe water, I don't know. But it definitely was, I don't know, 35 feet minimum. Huh. A lot of structure they burnt. Caught my toe, almost wiped out. Toonie, you get over here. You ain't freaking hurting any more rabbits. I guess we should go take a look at this truck, eh? Pretty sure it's a Chev. I've been wrong before. God, I don't know, maybe. No, that's a square nose. That might be an old International. That nose is pretty bloody square. I'd hate to say, but holy crap, look at the size of that. I'm gonna go with International. Here, you could live in this thing. Look at this, even the glass melted. Look at that. Bent over and melted. I'd really like to know what make that is. It's so big. My God. Can you imagine paying for gas for this thing? Okay, I want to show you guys these. No, let me find a really good one. For sure, I'm going to keep these guys tied up tonight. Okay. See that? That's a wolf. Kind of wandering down the road here. He was so what I'm gonna do is probably keep the dogs in the trailer tonight. Oh, hey, there's a trapper's box. They'll set a live trap in there. God, that's literally got room for 2 traps. Huh. Must have a lot of freaking game out here if he makes trapping boxes with 2 traps in them. That's a new one too, so guaranteed this guy's working it. Spotted a little quad trail here, so let's see where this one goes. I feel like this is just going to be a lookout over a moose meadow. Absolutely. Just tell by the sandy bank. And there's a nice moose meadow right in there. God, I didn't bring my binoculars too. I hate it when I go for these random rides and don't bring all my shit. So that road there will be specifically for a hunter.